What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Black Twitter is a very interesting place, from what I understand. I never go over there. I'm too busy getting y'all's money over here on YouTube. But there is an interesting conversation, and of course, it is a place for the African American or black debates to go on that make no goddamn sense. And one of those debates involved two singers from different generations, if you will. One is Lizzo. Lizzo is in her mid-30s, I believe. She is larger than life. I guess you can look at that figuratively if you'd like to. She's amassed a large fan base. She is going to be, I believe, more of an entrepreneur than Jill Scott. And, she's hot in the industry, right? She has some pretty good record sales. She has some pretty good singles and stuff like that. Pretty good collaborations. And then there's Jill Scott. Just extremely talented vocalist, good looking lady. But the question is, out of both of these ladies, who would black men prefer? Now, both of them definitely come from that kind of feminist kind of minded idea of dealing with black men. Both of them can never get a high value man, and both of them are very sexual in their music, especially Jill Scott. Jill Scott's very sexual in her performances. Lizzo's just on there twerking all the time. But if you had to pick between the two of them, and both are BBW women, who do you pick? And let me tell you this, all right? Because there's an idea that black men don't like women the size of Lizzo, or black men don't like women the size of Jill Scott. I mean, to be honest, most black men will give women a little bit more of a pass on weight, in waist size and things like that. But to be honest, a lot of successful professional black men, it's not unlikely to see their wife a little bit bigger, okay, especially as she gets older. So to see somebody with a woman like Jill Scott, been married 15, 20 years, it's not unlikely, okay? Now, somebody like Lizzo, that is very unlikely just because of the way that Lizzo carries herself. But when you look at Jill Scott, although she comes from somewhat of a feminist household and she's terrible in relationships, Jill Scott has something that Lizzo does not. And what black men are looking for is, when we look at the two choices, we're dealing with class. Jill Scott is more of a presentable woman in the eyes of black men than Lizzo. And we could talk about black men from any walk of life. You could look at black men from the streets. You could look at black men in the working class, black men in the middle class, upper middle class, the black men in the elite class. And you look at there and you say, who do you want to show up to your son's parent involvement meeting or PTA meeting? Do you want Lizzo to show up, or do you want Jill Scott to show up? I'd be more happier with Jill Scott showing up. And I want to kind of make this out to be something more topical, if I can, as far as more broader as a topic. What black men are expecting from black women are not to be necessarily beauty queens or goddesses. It's something that a lot of black men are not even really concerned about. Black men fundamentally that have something to contribute to a woman's life, we are looking for soft skills. Okay? We're not concerned about the technical skills a woman has, or all the time her sexuality, how much she likes sex and what she can do. That's great. But if you want to look at something in the long term, how good do you make me look as a man? And I'm talking about black men who are really serious about long-term relationships. And when I go outside with you, am I proud that, this is my wife? Okay? If I want to take you to Dubai for a weekend and spend 10 grand and put you in the Emirates, Boeing 777 first class or business class flight, and I'm going to spend $5 grand for you to go in business class with me, who am I doing this for? Am I doing it for a woman that I feel is worth it? Or am I dealing with a chick that I can just get anywhere on the goddamn streets? And when a lot of guys look at Lizzo, forget what her alleged size may or may not be. What we're really dealing with is this is a lady that we feel like we can get anywhere. It could not be the truth because she just plays this role, maybe on Instagram. Maybe she plays that role in her music. I'm not sure how she acts outside of this, but I would pretty much believe that she's being herself. And that is the reason that so many sisters are single, or should I say, this is the reason why they're dating a man that makes less money than them. Including even Jill Scott herself, but we're talking about apples and oranges here. I mean, we're talking about either or, rather. Okay? A lot of ladies just don't understand how to be the wisdom that God called black women to be in relationships. How to sometimes know how to take initiative. Know when to not take the initiative. There are times when women will give men advice. You know? But then where is your role as the comforter? Where is your role as you know how to keep things, you bring out the best in your man. Okay? As he brings out the best in you. You can be his support system as he's yours. And working on those feminine qualities, which many of them may not have seen coming up, that is what these men are looking for. So when you really see a lot of successful guys, even when they marry white women and all that kind of stuff, if they're doing really good, these women are not beauty queens. Okay? Especially as they age. You look at some of the guys that they're lawyers, doctors, and they have black wives stuff. It's not uncommon to see somebody's wife looking like Jill Scott at age 50. But the reality is that no matter what you look, if you act like Lizzo, it doesn't matter. It's a bad deal. And where is the class? And this is where a lot of women are complaining about. You want somebody that exudes class when you don't. You want somebody to exhibit patience when you don't. Lizzo wants a man that makes more money when she acts like how she acts. And the reality, I would say, it's not necessarily, obviously, how she may or may not look can play a big deal. That can be for certain. But how she acts is definitive. It's definite. Without a doubt. And that's why if you had to pick out of Jill Scott and Lizzo, you'd probably be miserable in both relationships, but at least Jill Scott would at least make you look halfway decent in public. You ain't got to worry about her posting a twerk video and jiggling her behind on Instagram. And oh, by the way, that's the lady that's the kid's mother of my kids, and you'll be completely embarrassed. You go into business meeting. Imagine that. Yeah, your wife is the one that's on IG Live twerking next to a cactus plant. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. I already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.